Hello everyone, my name is Dara Rees and welcome to my channel. Today we will do again vlog from Pottery studio because today I'm working alone and I would like to use this time to show you my ongoing projects. So today I will be cleaning my previous works. I will show you those works. Such beautiful cups, and not only cups but also such beautiful plates. And it will be a combination of cups and plates like this. I made this work 1 week ago and I can see that it already has dried out, so I will just clean it with wet sponge to remove dust if there is any, and to prepare it for the first firing. This is the first time I'm working with black clay. For me, it's everything, every step is so new, and I'm already very much looking forward to see how it will be when it's finished. This clay has very interesting texture, and I will use new glazes which I have never used before. So we will see how it goes. I will share with you the process. This clay after drying out became a little lighter color, so we will see how it will go. Today I also would like to make something new. I have not decided yet, I have only idea about trying new technique. I will also share it with you. It will be the first time when I'm trying something like this. I have been thinking about this for already some time, and today I feel ready to try it out. I was reading on the internet information about this clay because I was not aware about this before, so I decided just to check how people work with this, and it was written that 7 days enough for it to dry out in conditions which are prepared for drying out, so no extra humidity and so on. But I would say that for my work it was enough 1 week to get dried, not 4 days but rather 7 days to get dried and to be prepared for the first firing. I hope it will be all good. After first firing, I will just glaze it with new glazes, which I have not tried before. And after this, we will see how it goes. Also, I theoretically have a possibility to paint them. And usually, when I'm working with white clay, I'm trying to implement some creative ideas through painting. But this time, I decided to check how this clay will behave only with glaze, because it's already quite dark and I think that paintings will not be so much visible. But it's also possible to try to paint. And this is the work that I made last week as well, but I can feel that it's still quite wet, so I will just clean it and return back for drying out. I'm also very curious about this work because I was trying a new technique. I shared this technique in my previous vlog. I really enjoyed working with such shape and I like it so much. We will see how it goes. About this shape I will also just dry it out, fire, and then glaze it. I will not paint anything. However, I think this shape is such great opportunity to try some designs when it's made out of white clay, to try some ethnical designs, but not this time. This time I want just to glaze it and to use as it is. I think it's also very beautiful to apply here some decorations, but it was the first time when I was trying to do it, so I decided to do it in more classical way, just to check the shape, to check my feelings about this and so on. If with previous cups they were already more or less dried out, I was just cleaning them. With this one I have an opportunity to fix some edges, for example, if it's not even, and so on. Because it's still quite wet, and I have an opportunity to fix something with the water, with slightly wet sponge, because if I add more water than it's needed, it will be dangerous for this shape. So I must be careful, just to do as much as needed. When reading on the internet about dark clay, this particular type of clay, I discovered that it's very good for sculptures, and it's made specifically for sculptures. I treat this work as also a sort of sculpture, and I can admit that it's really pleasant to work with this, but we will see final result after glazing and firing. Now it's a little bit early to comment on final result. I took a piece of clay, and I must admit that it became much more tough than it was before, because when I just got this package of clay, it was so soft that it was possible to make anything, but now it feels quite tough, and I will have to work on it in order to make it softer with the help of water. Let's get started. I already started working on new item. This is how it looks like so far, and I will comment on the process. Today I will use classical technique, I think, just shaping with hands. I imagine how it should look like, and I will just try to implement it with my hands. However, there will be peculiarity which is unusual for my work, because I have never done it before. So today I will try something new. It will be not about technique, but rather about the shape and form itself. We will see how it goes. Now I'm trying to make sort of a plate, which I will decorate with natural materials, and which I will improve with the help of one particular item, which will form its form. Yes, it's very pleasant to work with this type of clay, because it's very soft. I really enjoy its texture, and what I like the most is how it smells. It smells like real soil, and even though it was quite tough at the beginning when I just tried to shape it, now it's very soft. It feels like it helps to build something out of it. Very cool feeling. I think it's maybe the first time when I see air bubble here inside. I will show you here. It's very often I can notice it while working with white clay, of course, but here I was surprised that I have not noticed it before. It feels like this clay is not that much creating air bubbles, and it's much easier to remove them. And my assumption is that it might create less risks of explosion, because I have posted in my profile my experience with explosion. Unfortunately, it happened to me when I was making sculptures. And for sculptures I used a lot of clay and I did not make it thin, so it exploded. Luckily we fixed it, I glazed it and it glued, but such risk was really high with massive works out of white clay. I don't know how it will be with this one. To be honest, I like very much feeling when the work is heavy. I like when it's not thin like porcelain, but it's quite massive, and then it feels in the hands very heavy, and I like this feeling. Maybe it's not very practical and for everyday use maybe it's not so fun, but I think it should be fun, at least for me, because it feels like it's really handmade work and there was use of material. Of course it's different style, not as elegant as porcelain works, which are thin, almost transparent, but I think it also could be peculiarity of this type of clay and this type of ceramic works. But with such works, the risk of explosion, unfortunately, and it takes long time for them to dry out and then to be fired, so the process of making heavy works is also quite time consuming and complicated, but I like the result. I will try to make not that much heavy work now, because I want it to be fired and to dry out in fast manner. Now I'm growing this work to make it higher, bigger. I call this step growing. In this step it's important to feel the clay. I think it comes only with experience, to feel whether it's enough or not. Now it's almost flat, but I will change it. This is how it looks so far. It's hard for me to make the shape that I want, because I cannot make it from down to up. But I am trying to improvise. I hope it will work out. It went not exactly as planned, because now I realized that I will not make what I planned before. I made something very new, very new, something that I was not thinking about, but what just came today. This is how it looks like. I will now fix a little bit the shape, but I will leave it as it is. I like it how it looks now. Again, this is not what I planned, but I like this result. I think I cannot make what I planned today here, because it would require additional equipment, which I don't have available right now, but once I have it, I will try to implement that idea, and in the meantime I will work with new idea. It happens very often with clay that we have some expectations, some ideas, but it depends also how clay behaves, what are the opportunities at the moment, and it's not only about skills, but rather about equipment, time, fantasy, and so on. Today it came in this way, and this way looks really great. We will see how it will behave after drying out, but hopefully it will be all good. I will proceed further with this project, and I will keep you updated regarding my future works. If you have any questions, please write in commentaries. I will be very happy to discuss some moments. In the meantime, stay updated because further I will share more. Thank you so much for your attention and see you soon.